Hello everybody, my name is SH Monsterarts and welcome to a brand new figure review. Today we are checking out the SH Monsterarts Godzilla 2021, aka Godzilla from Godzilla vs. Kong. Thank you for the over-descriptive title on this figure, Bandai. But as you know, we always start out with the box. This review is going to be much more casual than some of my previous work, just because I think that works out better. So obviously on the front here we have a nice image of our figure. You got all the legendary Toho, Godzilla logos, Bandai, and Tamashii Nations. We have the Monsterverse logo up here, SH Monsterarts logo here, and of course a nice big picture of our figure. Going around to the side, we just get a wraparound image of the spines, Monsterverse logo, name of the figure again. Here we actually get a window view of the figure, which I'm glad they brought back. Some display images, some Japanese text that I can't read unfortunately. At the top, we get a nice window view again with the name of the figure, but upside down. There we get a nice promo image, looking real angry. Then on the bottom, more Japanese text that I can't read. And I don't know if that's dust, but whatever. That being said, let's pop him out of here, get our knife. Now, I was able to snag this guy for roughly $80 with shipping from Big Bad Toy Store, and I know a lot of people are iffy about this release, either because they don't like the blue paint or because they already have the SH Monsterarts Godzilla 2019 in their collection and they felt that they could just skip out on this figure, which I totally understand. Now, that being said, I'm here today to help decide the verdict on whether this figure is a hit or a miss for the SH Monsterarts line. And right out of the box, I'm going to go ahead and say that this is a really impressive figure either way. Already we can see his accessories popped out here. Let me make sure that's focused. I hope so. Here we have his hands. These look real nice. These are just the alternate hands that you get with the figure, meant to be his more neutral or docile hands, because these are kind of similar to the ones, if not exactly the ones, that we've gotten on the other Monsterverse Godzillas, except what makes this figure unique is not only his blue paint job, but these really nice and aggressive clawed hands that come with the figure right out of the box. Now, let me zoom in on these. Focus. There we go. Now, you can see that right out of the box, he's got these really nice hands on him. They're really mean looking. And if you've seen Godzilla vs. Kong, you know exactly why they're there. He's so angry. Now, this figure looks really nice. I actually have to say I'm quite a fan of the blue. I can definitely see where people's concern is coming with there being too much blue on the mouth, especially the closer you get in there. I gotta move my camera for that. Focus it again. There we go. Now, I can definitely see some of the cause for concern here, but ultimately, I think if you were to combine it with the beam effect, this would look really good. Unfortunately, this figure does not come with the beam effect, which I know is another current controversy with the SH Monsterarts line, is the lack of accessories. Not so much a problem with the Kong figure, which Big Bad Toy Store is yet to ship mine, but I will be doing another review on that one as soon as I can. We know Kong comes with his axe, multiple heads, hands, etc. Now, looking at this figure again, we can see we have more of that nice metallic blue. Let me zoom out a bit. We have this nice metallic blue that goes in the mouth and the eyes, and it runs down the full length of the spines here, all the way down from the top, and of course, to the tip of his nicely articulated tail. Now, this review is going to be pretty short. I'm not going to go too much over the articulation. You could look at pretty much any review online, anywhere, of any of the Monsterverse Godzilla figures, and you're going to find that he has the same articulation that we found with the 2019 figures. He can look really far up. He's got a nice range of motion in the hands. However, the one thing I think is unique to this figure, and again, if you've seen Godzilla vs. Kong, you'll know why, is the fact that you can, with a bit of work, actually get him into some really nice and deep crawling poses. However, I've obviously just gotten this figure, so I might not be the best in getting him into them yet, but As you can see, get him real nice and low, which does look pretty impressive. I think I just dug him into my base there. I'll have to play around with it some more to try and get him a bit lower than this maybe. Try not to mess with his articulation a little too much, but you can see you can actually get him quite low to the ground, which looks really intimidating if you combine that with the chest articulation, get his claws out there. Yeah, that's looking nice actually. I don't know too much about whether you can get the pose like this with the other MonsterVerse Godzillas. Maybe that's exclusive to him. But either way, we're going to keep trying to fumble with it here. Yeah. I don't know too much about how you actually get him into such a pose, but I'll definitely play around with it and let you guys know what I find. So be sure to keep an eye out on Instagram. I mean, he can definitely get down there, which is at least good coming out of the box. Sheesh, I am not doing well with this. Yeah. Let me take him behind the camera for a sec. Mess around with him. But, again, stating what I've said already, I think that this is definitely a great figure. I know a lot of people were skeptical about this release when they first saw it, either having issues with the paint or it being a very similar mold to previous figures, but I don't really see that issue. I mean, I think especially with the new paint job that he gets a lot more versatility out of this mold, especially for it being more accurate to the new movie with how much he used his atomic breath. As mentioned previously, Big Bad Toy Store has yet to ship my Kong figure, but once it gets here, I will be doing a review on that. But we can definitely see that if you combine the leg articulation, the chest, and using an extra hand to balance him, you can definitely get him into a really low shot. And if I were to lower this to street level with my display, we'll throw something in for perspective. You can get Godzilla nice real down and low. And we'll throw a bust there just for extra scale. You can get Godzilla nice and low to the ground, and that's really impressive to see with this figure. Really quickly, I'll compare him to some other previous MonsterVerse Godzillas from the SH Monsterarts line. That being the 2014 Spitfire version, because I guess this is the closest thing to a Spitfire 2019, or at least this figure being from 2021. And the closest thing we got to the Spitfire 2019 figure will be the poster version. I know that's kind of an impromptu figure because we never really got one. But as we can see here, combining all of our blue Godzillas together, of course they look very nice all together. Bring that back. There we go. Hopefully that's in focus. They look very nice together. You can definitely see the changes in the molds ever so slightly. Again, 2019 figures use these more neutral hands, which you get the nice clawed, aggressive, feral claws with the Godzilla 2021 figure. 2014 Spitfire, very different mold, especially with the articulation and the engineering, especially in the feet. We know that's different from the 2019, 2014 figures. Tails are different. Spines are different, but altogether, this is not a review on that figure, rather the new one. So let's put him in front. You can kind of get a side-by-side view, see the different paints that they use between the figures. Obviously, the poster version 2019 uses a transparent plastic altogether, so that's going to be ever so slightly different. But altogether, I would say most accurately representing the atomic breath, this figure does a pretty great job. I really like that it goes, hard to see here, but all the way down to the tip of his tail. To the very end here, you can actually see that they've kept this metallic blue paint going through. But altogether, I think that's about going to wrap up what I have to say about this figure. Compared to other MonsterVerse Godzillas, I'd say this one's definitely one of the best, if not the best, just because you get all the same articulation with the new hands. Of course, you don't get a beam effect, but if you're an owner of any of the previous MonsterVerse Godzillas, I don't think that's too much of an issue, because I think they've released that same beam repainted maybe 4 times now. But I think this is a pretty great looking figure. You can get a lot of different posability with it. For an SH Monsterarts figure, it was definitely on the cheaper scale from what I remember, paying for some of the other MonsterVerse Godzillas. and I think it just looks pretty impressive and intimidating. I think it'll look even better once we get the Kong in here, but I'm really excited to see how everything turns out. My name's been SH Monsterarts. Thank you for watching, and I'll be back with the Kong review, hopefully sometime soon, waiting on Big Bad Toy Store to ship theirs now.